Recording in progress.
I just wanted to make this video because I've been doing my research, of course, just looking at the pros and the cons of being a foster parent, looking at positive experiences that people have had, negative experiences that families have had, positive experiences that the foster children have had, and negative experiences they have had in the care of foster parents that were negligent or great. I was watching this TED Talk and I got some awesome information that I wanted to share with you guys, as well as some testimonials and opinions of some children that have been in foster care. I'm going to read those to you, but let's watch this for a second.
Foster care. And according to heartgalleryofamerica.org, there are over 435,000 children in the foster care system today. And that is just in the United States alone. Over 110,000 of those children are in need of adoptive families right now.
Right now.
And each year, approximately 20,000 children age out of the system at 18 to live on their own unprepared and unsupported. So no, by no means is Annie just a fictional movie on our screens for entertainment purposes. But the story of Annie is the reality for thousands of children in the world today. So I want us to analyze the world of foster care by first looking at what it means to live the hard knock life. Second, examine some of the reasons that people are failing to get involved. And third, looking towards some practical solutions to show us how we can be that sun that comes out tomorrow in the lives of foster children. So let's dive in.
There are some pros, there are some cons, and I'm actually going to stop this share really quick just to show you guys what some of these pros and cons are. This is one of my favorite charts. I'm going to visit the website so we can see it more clear. But if we look here, it says this first one here, myths about foster care. And when I read this, I was like, it like made me feel better because like you always feel like, am I good enough to like take care of another child that I didn't have? Like, am I good enough to raise another human that has no connection to me? Like, do I have the ability to build that connection? Like, I don't know. So the first myth here is that you need to be rich to be a foster parent, but that's a myth because the fact is that foster parents come from all different income levels. Another myth sometimes I feel like, are these myths? Are they excuses to not want to help? I don't know. Let's make this bigger. Ooh. So down here it says, I have to own a home to be a foster parent. You do not, first of all, in my life, I've seen it, all the foster parents that I've experienced in my life did not own homes. So I already knew that you did not have to own a home. I think it's more about having space. It's not about whether you rent or whether you own your home, or you have to have a house. It's all you have. The foster children just need to have their own bed. But for me, I'm gonna make sure like I want to go beyond and create that real experience. And so I have an extra room. I'm gonna have books. I'm gonna have toys. I'm gonna have a bed. I'm gonna have things on the walls, chalkboards, just whatever the child needs to develop there. I'm a creative person, so creativity is gonna be big. Another myth: I have to be married to be a foster parent. People don't even hardly get married anymore. So if you have to be married to be a foster parent, actually like married couples are the least to want to foster because they have their own children. So just know that foster parents can be married, you can be single, you can be widowed, you can be divorced. It doesn't matter about your relationship status in order to be able to take care of child. Um, each foster child needs their own room. That is a myth. Like I said earlier, the fact is that foster children only require a bed of their own. But just because they only require a bed of their own doesn't mean that they don't need more stuff. It's called equity. And it doesn't look like the system is considering that whatsoever. They're just like, give them a bed, give them a clean bed, give them some sheets, get them to school and call it a day. That's insane. Myth. I cannot be a foster parent if I do not work full time. Foster parents can work full time, part time, be retired or stay at home, be on Social Security, whatever. It's about the first of all, the government, the state gives you money to take care of these children. They're not just putting children in your house and expecting you to do it yourself. Like they are supplementing your income to help you make sure that you can take care of these children. Myth. I have no control over which children I'm asked to foster. While you cannot choose a specific children you can foster, you can specifically choose an age range and a gender to prefer. Children are over the age of 10. Sibling groups are the children most in need. So for me, I'm fostering kids that are in TK age all the way up to 5th grade. So if you're in the age between, I say about 5 years old and 11, 12, those are the, and the funny part is that when I, let me stop this share really quick. The funny part is that when I first signed up to do foster care, they had this like quick little intake that I had to do over the phone. And I was like really shocked that they were asking what kind of kids I would want to take. Like they were like, you want to, what race of kids would you want to take? I was like, I kind of chuckled because I was like, does that matter? I was like, all of them. What gender? All of them? What? I'm like, why are y'all asking me this? Are we here to help kids or are we here not to help them? I understand asking me the age range and I understand asking me the age range and stuff like that, but like asking me like what gender, asking me what race, what am I gonna say? I only want black kids. All kids are in hell. There are every child. There's every race of child that is in need. Like, don't ask them dumb questions. Are we here to help the kids, or are we here not to help the kids? And as a matter of fact, I'm about to share my screen again because I want to read to you some of these testimonials that children that were in foster care um, had written. Sorry, as I'm sitting here nerding out over this because it's so important to me. So this says, are there any positive experiences in foster care? I was wondering because all my reading is just like people just complaining and not pretty much not wanting to send the kids back and talking about all these horrible experiences. Like, what did you think you were getting? Did you think you were getting the golden child and that you were going to be able to feed them brownies and cookies, give them a kiss and say goodnight, read them a book and everything will be better? I don't think so. That's not the way foster care goes. These kids are coming with some heavy, heavy baggage and trauma. Okay, so let's read this. This girl Valerie, she says, personally, even though I've had a bad experience at foster home, overall foster care was the best thing for me. I gained so much from the different people who opened up their homes and heart to me. I wouldn't be the person I am today if it wasn't for these people. I definitely will stay in the, yeah, that was a good. Oh, definitely. When I was in a group home that I lived in, it was basically a housing area for kids on their way to foster care. Every, wow, every single one of these kids was better in this environment than they had been in their home lives, myself included. These are kids who have been abused, who are around families with drug issues and have been in trouble with the law and have had issues with running away from home. I don't know why it's not letting me read the rest of this. Sorry, Aurora, we're not gonna do that. Um, we're gonna go all the way down. Let's read this. Clearly, the perspective of the person answering the question will affect the answer you're giving. Having been in foster care, I can tell you that there are some really good times, but there were also some horror stories. And this horror stories that caused long-term psychological issues such as PTSD. It is important for adults who are being part of the system to seek therapy. It took me many years to understand my situation had caused complex PTSD and that it was affecting my handling of certain situations. The good news is that the good news is as a survivor, you can use your survival as a strength to push through life's tough situations. People from all backgrounds are exposed to disasters and losses. And I think having survived foster care has helped me to be more resilient and able to struggle through life's difficult times. It's so sad to hear a child say survive through, not live through or enjoy, or uh, you're saying survive through. Like, if you're having to survive through foster care, then what was the point of you getting help? Because you were trying to survive before that. Um, for myself, I experienced the worst and the best. The best home was one where we were embraced as part of the family. When the natural children received new bikes, we did too. When they went on vacation, we went with them. When we climbed trees, had a dog that played that had puppies, had a playhouse, made snow forts in the winter and play in the rain and spring. We got to be kids. Then it ended and we were pulled from the home. We were placed with our aunt and uncle in this tough transition. It was tough. Our life changed from being kids to doing chores. We were treated similarly to my cousins, but there was a difference. That one foster home gave us hope. We knew a better life existed, and that became a model of life we pursued as adults. I want to be I want to be someone that's giving kids hope. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to give hope. Let's see what she has to say.
In what exactly does it mean to live the hard knock life? To begin to answer this question, I want us to dissect some more lyrics from the song. Annie states, "Don't it feel like the wind is always howling? Don't it feel like there's never any light? Once a day, don't you want to throw the towel in because it's easier than putting up a fight? No one's there when your dreams at night get creepy, and no one cares if you grow or if you shrink." Now, this is the part I want us to hone in on.
No one cares if you grow or if you shrink.
Empty belly life. Rotten, smelly life, full of sorrow life, no tomorrow life.
Wow. That was strong. That was real. Empty belly life. And folks don't understand that when there are kids that come to school and they depend on that school breakfast and that school lunch. And foster care students are 90% on free and reduced lunch. And they're just not getting enough food. Children, period, that are on free and reduced lunch aren't getting enough food. There's a video about that on my channel. But anyways, like, as I'm going through this journey and I'm doing my research and I'm finding things out, I'm going to share with you guys because this is part of the journey. I don't want to jump into this and not know what I'm doing. So I'm actually going to seek some type of like family therapist that we can meet with also, so that we can like be able to like talk about what's going to be happening, talk about what's happening when it's happening, um, just have that support. Anyhow, so I will get back with you guys soon.